Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting new episode of Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone, and I've got 3 awesome decks for you with full deck guides, and then a bunch of extra weekend mission decks for you. Some of these decks have the new cards, some don't. Make sure that we have something for everyone here. We are also... Well, I'm recording this really late at night. My son's birthday ran long, and then we recorded the podcast. We had Ika and Yo Woody with Gunny T on, and that will release on Saturday right here on the channel, so make sure you check that out. So it's real late. We're going to get right to this podcast. As you're watching, by the way, it is now my 10-year wedding anniversary. So that's why we're going away next week. We will have 2 guest videos for you and 2 videos from me recorded in advance, so have no fear. One of them is huge, by the way. I'll tell you what it is, I don't know, during the question portion of the video. But hey, so you guys were so freaking kind to my son. It made his day. He got a little teary when he heard my happy birthday on the video, and then I showed him how many people wished him happy birthday, and it really meant a lot to him. It was really cute. So I decided to give away a season pass in honor of it. So hey, Coachella Ron, you won a season pass for either Hope Summers or the next season. You said happy birthday. I picked from the people who said happy birthday. I ran the app that picks someone. So thank you so much, Coachella Ron, and everyone who wished my child a happy birthday. Please email snapjudgmentspodcast@gmail.com, Ron, and I'll get you your reward. And by the way, we'll get to the deck in one sec. Next week is the last week of the season, which is insane. This season flew frickin' by, but War Machine is next week, last week of the season, which means I get home next Wednesday, next Thursday. The giveaway for the Baron Zemo April season pass kicks off. So get yourself ready. Make sure you're ready to comment, do all that stuff so that you can try and win your season pass. All right, this is my favorite deck in Snap right now. This is a little bit better, not a lot better, but a little bit better than the .go Iron Man version. I think Iron Man's a little awkward right now because, so Beast Bounce used to work really well with Iron Man because you could play Iron Man and then save your zeros for the last turn. With Hitmonkey, not being able to do that means you very often want to use your Beast on that as your turn 5 play, which means you can't play Iron Man. So I think this version has overtaken it. Also, I've been very disappointed overall with Havoc and Bounce until now. Havoc with Hope Summers is absolutely stellar. You're not actually losing a lot. If you play 2 cards on Hope and one of them's Havoc on that last turn, you're still in perfectly fine shape. If you're playing Beast on a bunch of 1s, you can play Havoc and another card on Hope and still be totally freaking fine. If it's Falcon, you don't even have to worry about a clog, right? You're still really set. That's amazing. I can always tell when Bounce is really good because it starts to feel really intuitive to me. It's my favorite archetype, and immediately upon playing this, I was like, oh, this does what I want it to do. This is great. It doesn't put out the most power anymore. There's things that go bigger. You have to be wary of 50 power nulls and Onslaught Tribunal stuff that you can't beat. But this puts up power with any remotely fair deck in Marvel Snap. All right. You can find our friend Gnome at twitch.tv/GnomePlays. There's 2 underscores between Gnome and Plays. I want you to do me a favor. Go check him out. I'm going to give away one of his new followers, not subs. I don't want to make you spend money. I'm going to give a season pass because we got to get this guy big. He's one of the top players in Marvel Snap. He's sitting comfortably in the top 100, I believe around rank 31 or so right now. And he's too good and too entertaining to not be huge, to not be bigger than he is. Go show some love to my friend Gnome Plays, please. All right, this is about as good as Havoc has been, but you could always replace it with Iron Man, as we talked about last slide. Elsa, Hope, Kitty, and Hitmonkey are required. That's a reasonably expensive deck, but not terribly. If you just buy the season pass every season, and you've been playing long enough, you automatically have all of these cards, right? They gave away Kitty for free at some point if you've been playing long enough, right? Hitmonkey, Hope, and Elsa are season pass cards. Please, if you're playing Marvel Snap, consider it a subscription service game and just get the season pass. Miku can be Iceman. You will be totally fine. In some ways, Iceman is better. In other ways, Iceman is worse. All right, this is climbing in High Infinite. This is rank 31 on the global leaderboard. I want you to consider that at the very least, something seemingly 60, 70,000 people make Infinite. Well, this is number 31 of those tens of thousands of people, and of the millions of people that play Marvel Snap, this is especially impressive. So turn 1, you bast if 2 of Kitty, Mysterio, Havoc, and Hood are in hand. Or you would like a bishop, but he's not really important. Otherwise, you just play Kitty or Hood. Turn 2 is 2 1s, excuse me, not 2 2s. Turn 3, Hope over Elsa over Bishop. It took me a while to figure out the Elsa Bishop situation. Bishop is a nice bonus, not a priority in this deck. Bishop would be my first cut if they released another good card for this deck, I believe. Turn 4, 3+1. If you played Hope, sometimes you'll play Havoc and Bounce. I know Havoc seems completely wild on turn 4. But if you can play a couple of 0-cost cards on turn 5 onto Hope, right? Because you bounce some stuff and you have Havoc, you're very often going to get an insanely strong Havoc, especially if you basted it, right? So that's 7, 11, 15. You can get an easy 2-15 Havoc with Hope mitigating a lot of that downside. Turn 5, Havoc or 3 and Bounce. Bounce is your real priority here, but if you can get Havoc and Bounce or Havoc and a 3, you're pretty damn set because, I don't know, Elsa is completely silly. Hope is nice on 5, but nowhere near the priority unless you're playing Havoc. Cool. Turn 6, Mysterio and Monkey, and then whatever the hell else you can. Mysterio is a 2-9 that becomes basically a 2-15 thanks to Elsa, and Hit Monkey is very often a 2-14 or so with this deck, and even if it's just a 2-10, you're pretty much fine anyway. This deck is so much fun. It's beautiful. I love all the variants. It's fun. Multiple gold cards, multiple Kirby Crackle, great variants. Great gameplay. If you are ever going to learn to play Bounce and have access to these cards, and this is a deck to go for. Please hit that sub, hit that like, hit that comment. We bring you the best new decks in Marvel Snap faster than anyone else. If you'd like to stay ahead of the meta and steal cubes, this is the channel for you. We have a new video 7 days a week. We always have new decks for you, and we cover all the news, all the important happenings of Marvel Snap for you. All right, Andrew Bokos asked my favorite novel and my favorite novel to teach. Anyone who happens to be new here, I'm a high school English teacher. My favorite novel in the world is probably John Steinbeck's East of Eden. There's something beautiful about his view of humanity that's always really moved me. I also really enjoy Steinbeck's writing. I like a lot of his works. What's it? It's gone, but his memoir is really great. Yeah, whatever. What is it called? God, now it's bothering me. He's traveling with his dog. Travels with Charlie, something like that. I really loved it. I love grapes. My cement is whatever, but big Steinbeck fan. I also, my second place, which is my first place, except I haven't reread it in a while, is The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. It is glorious and feels so authentic, and it explores both humanity and the long-term effects of colonialism in really important and interesting ways. My favorite novel to teach right now, I really love teaching Metamorphosis. I like the sales pitch. I have 2 sales pitches. You wake up and you're born a bug and it gets worse. And the other real sales pitch is, I don't expect you to really get this at 16, but this is the kind of thing that just sort of crawls at the back of your head like the bug he becomes. And as you become an adult, there's a truth to it that you recognize and can't help but recognize. It's not a comfortable truth, but it's a truth nonetheless that you still need. So I really love teaching Metamorphosis. My favorite thing ever to teach that I sort of had to give up because it doesn't fit anywhere is Herman Hesse Siddhartha. I think teaching the high level stuff and how the beginning stuff ends up at the high level philosophy / mysticism of the book is brilliant and phenomenal. And I've had as much fun teaching that as ever. My answer used to be a no exit, but I stopped teaching that because I chewed it too much and it lost its flavor. Green Goblin saw my Minion shirt and asked my favorite animated movie. I actually don't like the Minions very much, but both my son and my wife love Minions / Despicable Me, so they bought me a shirt, and I'll basically wear whatever shirt they gave me. He also wants to know my favorite shirt, but that's going to take longer for me to think of. My favorite animated movie ever is Aladdin. I watched Aladdin at, 13, and I loved it, and I still love it. It's my favorite. There was this Aladdin Disney cartoon that is not on Disney Plus. That's one of my favorite animated shows ever, at least in my memory, because it's nowhere streaming. I found a YouTube channel that has it, but it's not the same. And my other favorite animated movie is Inside Out, which is the same as Siddhartha. I really like that kind of look inside people's stuff. Koi Ray wants to know the best comic artist not in the game, and that's easy. Jack Kirby. He's the king for a reason. We got the Crackle, but not the king. Put him in the game. Give me some Kirby variants. You can have all my money. I want some Kirby's. If you'd like your question read out in, let's be honest now, next week's video when I get home, please leave some in the comments. All right, we got Buddy No Thanos. This is our friend Buddy. Buddy is an awesome, awesome player who posts incredible decks on Twitter and made this great list. I'm so happy to see a Darkhawk list. What Darkhawk really does right now is says, hey Thanos, please don't draw your stuff. Also, I can mess with you in power. Silver Samurai can take care of your blob, right? Ghost Rider on Iron Man lets me go as big as anything to win a lane. It's really good. It's really strong. Shang is obviously Shang. I love this list. All right, so twitter.com/BuddyLean is how you find Buddy. Darkhawk is needed. Hope is the new Zabu in this deck. You can try Nightcrawler for Kitty because Kitty is mostly here as a Hope trigger. So beat Thanos if you see Hope. So here's how I've been thinking of Hope lately. When Zabu came out, a lot of Marvel Snap was, if you saw Zabu on 3, you snapped. A lot of Marvel Snap now is if you see Hope on 3, you snap. I worry that if Thanos doesn't exist and discard is properly reined in, that's a debate for another day. If you want the OTA thoughts, check yesterday's video. Then a lot of what Marvel Snap becomes is, do you see Hope on 3? If yes, snap. If someone snaps on you on turn 3, you assume they have Hope and run. And I'm really not looking forward to that, so I hope I'm wrong. Turn 2 is Jeff for 2/1s. Turn 3, Hope is again the super priority with a snap, unless it's Thanos. Then that's better than Rockslide. Turn 4, Samurai if you have Ghost Rider, and if it's going to hit either Shang or Iron Man. Or you can just play Rockslide and Kitty. If you played Samurai, Black Bolt's less of a priority. If you did play, if you have the energy, Black Bolt and Kitty is fine. You can also just drop your Darkhawk here. Turn 6, Stature, Darkhawk, Kitty, or Shang, Kitty, Stature. All good? All good. This is glorious. It's also, if we ever get these last few hips, one of my favorite looking decks ever, because we need the Darkhawk hip, we need the Samurai hip, and we need the Rockslide hip, right? But I also have the Jacinto, Shang, and Ghost Rider, which I absolutely adore, and I really, really like the variant of Hope that I will get, hopefully by the end of next week. I really need to actually, buckle down and play some damn Conquest. But yeah, love it. Love to see it. Love these cards. Love this deck. All right, we can mission next. We got one more Hope deck because we already talked about Hope decks, right? Half the decks that since she's come out have been Hope decks. Please, 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 if you can figure out a way to get Hope, get Hope. You're going to feel really bad in the meta if you don't have her. We've got 2 more Cannonball decks and a bunch from the past couple days also. So if you want more Cannonball decks than these, check the last couple days videos. And then we have 2 decks that have both Cannonball and Hope. The second one is going to be our last full guide deck of the day. All right, so we've got our Corvus ramp deck. This is from our friend Den. I think someone else might have made it first, but I can't figure out who anymore. My brain is a little fried with the birthday anniversary shenanigans, so we're going to credit Den for the day, and someone will yell at me in the comments, and I'll make the correction. No big deal. I'm not perfect with credits. No one is perfect with credits, but I promise you I try very hard to get these right. We've got... this deck is awesome. It's got the, I can win by doing the Hella shenanigans, right? I can go Sunspot into... I can go Blade, Lady Sif, and Chorus, and then play Hella, get a bunch of big stuff back and win. But I have 2 other game plans that both work. I can go Black Knight, right? And then just play the giant shard. And be totally fine. Just win a game because I've got an uninteractable, 420. And I can just play a Magneto, Death, whatever other shenanigans to win. Or I can do Hope into whatever on turn 4, right? With Sunspot out, ideally. Soak turn 5, and then turn 6, Infinite and She-Hulk. And that's insane. This deck is amazing. I think this is the shell I'm going to start War Machine in, just for the record. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm literally going to cut armor, add War Machine, profit. Because then I can go Hope into War Machine into Infinite. And that seems like it's probably pretty freaking good. Yeah, I love this deck. Next, we have Revis's Sarah Cannon. You should know Revis. He's one of the best streamers in Marvel Snap. He's got this Sarah Cannonball deck. Wait, this isn't supposed to be here. Oh, yeah, because we're only doing one Hope deck because we did all those other Hope decks. This is a Hope-free Cannonball deck. It's really good and really fun. It's basically your standard Sarah Miracle Zabu deck. It's a Revis deck, so Revis back to Sarah. Sarah and Zabu say you're Man-Thing, Enchantress, Ms. Marvel, and Shang-Chi are stupid cheap. And you don't always play Cannonball, just like in the original version of this, you didn't always play Legion. But sometimes you've basically clogged their board through the debris nonsense, and Cannonball guarantees you a win. If debris has locked down one lane, right? Or you're so big in one lane, you're basically uninteractable. Yes, like they played 3 cheap cards and you went Luke and Man-Thing there, and you've probably won that lane, and you can play Cannonball elsewhere, you're in really, really great shape. Without priority, obviously. This deck will occasionally have trouble losing priority, but that's its biggest challenge. Otherwise, it's really, really great. We have Lauren Badevs. She named this Filling Kill. Lauren's one of my favorite people, Marvel Snap Zone writer, and very good friend who I really wish I had more time to talk to more lately. And I want her to know I miss her, but this is a very cool deck. I adore Grandmaster here. Grandmaster has these 2 different uses that I think are both absolutely brilliant. So, I mean, I guess 3, because you can Grandmaster Cannonball, but I didn't do that when I was busy with it. I love a Grandmaster Hood. Like a Hood into Grandmaster getting 2 demons is just absolute stellar play for me. Also, Grandmaster Debris locks up a lot of the board. You can Grandmaster Cannonball just fine. If you must, you can Grandmaster Annihilus. That doesn't usually work. And what was the other thing? And you can Grandmaster Cannonball, which is pretty damn good. You could also, I guess, Grandmaster Viper after, like, a Debris, which is a thing. But, I don't know if you really want to do that. Either way, this is very, 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 very cool. And I love it. And you should try playing it. Okay. Paper Balls. This is from Paper. Paper LOL. I don't remember his Twitch name. Paper LOL is his Twitter. This is another cool list. Instead of going with the full, like, lockdown shenanigans, this doesn't even bother with the Debris, who has been Cannonball's best friend in most lists. This focuses on the Professor X and just sort of like Professor X and Dr. Octopus and saying, like, okay, you can't really mess with me. And then I can pull whatever power I want wherever I want it. This is a cool list. I didn't get this one to work as well as the others, full disclosure, but I think it is a really, really cool and powerful list. And smarter players than I am, like Paper, will probably be really, really good with it. All right, our last one. This one I did have a lot of success with. This is Woodward's. I'm not yelling. It's late at night. My family's asleep. But goal. Good. This is a much, much simpler deck for me to play, and it's very cool and very strong. What it basically does is it says I win a lane with Professor X and Rescue, and then I Cannonball to win another lane. It's not complicated, but it is effective. I think it probably wants Goliath too, so it doesn't have to like be sad if it wins priority. But outside of that, it's really great. I love it. And, you know, Phil Woodward is one of my favorite deck builders and people in the game, so I'm always going to do my best to feature his decks. You can find Phil on Twitter at twitter.com/PhilJWoodward. Kitty, Hope, Jeff, Zabu, and Cannonball are all required. I mean, it's a Cannonball video, friends. Sorry. Echo can be Nightcrawler here. I'm not even sure Echo is better than Nightcrawler. I want to try Iron Man for Enchantress because I have this other theory. Let's actually look back. If I go Rescue into Iron Man, that's 18 power, right? If I had... Who cares? If I had a Hope there, right? I had just a Hope Summers there. That's now 9 plus 4, 13. That's 26 power. An Echo? Yeah, an Echo seems reasonable, right? That's 30 power. Now that's a 30 power lane. If Cannonball can win me another lane, and Cannonball is reasonably likely to win me another lane, right? Even if Cannonball doesn't destroy a card, it just punches it into that Iron Man lane. I don't think they're usually getting to 30 by me punching them into that Iron Man lane, right? So I'm winning that Cannonball lane, and I'm punching them where their power doesn't matter, into the lane I'm not contesting, or into that Iron Man lane, which is where I am contesting. That's my logic here. All right, next up. Echo over Kitty, turn 1. Generally speaking, you just want to get Echo down. Turn 2, Zabu is really important for this one. Over Kitty and Echo, over Jeff. Turn 3, Hope over Polaris. Turn 4, Ms. Marvel is more or less equal to Rescue, is better than Enchantress. Turn 5, Professor X or a 4 plus Kitty. Turn 6, Cannonball or Shang plus. All good? That's the list. Hopefully you like it. I think it's really strong and really cool, and I urge you to try it. I mean, how often do you really get to play Rescue anymore, right? All right, certain tiers of support on our Patreon come with on-air thanks. We are at patreon.com/snapjudgments. If you would like to have your name read at the end of every video, it is the $10 tier, which also comes with all sorts of exclusive content. When I get home, we will be recording 2 bonus extra podcasts just for the Patreon $10 tier. We've got Abigail Gisela, Mandatory Burnout, Cables, David G. Wingfield, Direwolf, LAB, Father Newman, Good Dog Gamer, Inc., Jane Every, J.D. McDonaldino, Akila Platino, Caretix Lee, Clay KCH, Doku, Philip Rakovich, Haplo, Kenny Loggins, Rob Silverman, The Bizza, J. Bussy, XpressV, Skippy G, Tommy Nyquist, Black Dahlia, The Great Kazoo, Jessica Gamble, Models, Louis Antunes, Matt H, Mikey Hijinks, NoFlex, Ocularis, Pretty Chill, Seamus, Spike Jones, Two Ties, The Pirate King Tucker, The Homie Min, and of course, Gunny T. Friends, I am tired. Before I leave, I have 2 more videos to record for you. They will be up, I promise. You'll have Monday and Tuesday from me. You will still get Snap Judgments League coverage this Sunday. Wednesday, Gunny T is going to cover me for a video. And then I'll be home and back with y'all on Thursday. I'm going to be on the beach. I'm going to drink some mamajuanas. I'm going to miss y'all. Let me know if you need anything. I'm easy to find. Have a great break. Have a great week. Hope life is going well. Peace.